What is up there, beautiful people, and welcome to another edition of Just Trending News. So today we are going to be speaking about the 44 Ethiopian nationals that were allegedly being kept against their will at a Parkmore house. Okay, so I'm going to be reading from an article by EWN. Okay, it says police have discovered 44 Ethiopian nationals at a house in Sandton, allegedly kept against their will. The group was found by private security guards in Parkmore while patrolling the area on Thursday morning when they heard people screaming. They were taken to a local police station. Police said that 17 minors were among the group of illegal immigrants at the house in Parkmore. The house, with a high white fence, is an active crime scene with law enforcement officials, private security guards as well. It's not clear at this stage how long the group has been here or how they even got into South Africa. Police spokesperson Mavela Masondo said that the men were in a weak state. You could say that they were hungry, they were thirsty because they asked for food, they asked for water. So in April, which is this past month, police found 50 Ethiopian nationals who escaped after they were allegedly held hostage in Lombardy Estate in Johannesburg. Meanwhile, earlier this year, 15 other Ethiopian nationals were rescued from a house in Sandringham. Okay, so I just want to read from a couple of tweets here on X. Okay, so one person actually added the Minister of Home Affairs and said, at Leon Scrib, how are they trafficking these Ethiopian males in the country? This is a security risk. What are they planning? Okay. Another person says the government and media keep calling this human trafficking when this is a common problem now in many suburbs. Illegal foreigners are packed like sardines into some houses. The ANC allowed this to happen over the years as they have failed to enforce law and order and failed to enforce bylaws. 30 to 40 people living in a house meant for 5 to 8 people is now common in many suburbs. The next thing that happens is illegal dumping. These houses do not have bins. These illegal foreigners then become illegal street traders. They also sometimes connect illegally to water and electricity. That house has become an eyesore in the suburb. Very soon the area gets more and more illegal foreigners. Over time, that area is destroyed. Okay. Another person says it means it has been an ongoing operation for some time. If the police or the government was serious, all Ethiopians in the country would be rarefied and deported. Okay. Another person says, oh, cut the human trafficking BS. We've heard enough of this propaganda. I'm just going to be reading from one more tweet. This person says there is no human trafficking. There is a syndicate definitely going on, and it might be bigger and worse than we can imagine it. Government must do something about this before it is too late. Okay. I just want to read one more tweet. Another person says we need to start putting in strict vetting requirements when it comes to renting property in this country. Cash is not king here, and clearly the criminals have cash to burn when setting up a base of operation. Property owners and agents who rent to these people must be prosecuted. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is absolutely shocking. I think it's shocking because as we I'm sure all heard from that article, I think it's about close to 100 Ethiopians that have been found packed like sardines in these houses, predominantly in Johannesburg, because they have now found 44. Previously it was 50, and before that, earlier this year, it was 17 Ethiopians. There is definitely some sort of operation going on here. You cannot tell me that there are people who are trafficking men from Ethiopia to South Africa to do what? To do what? In my personal opinion, this is how war starts. This is how takeovers start. This is how violence starts, because we do know that, nationals from other countries are actually military trained and have dealt with violence, on a large scale for many, many years, something that we haven't really been privy or haven't really experienced in South Africa. So this is absolutely shocking. The Minister of Home Affairs is speaking about drones every single week. In my personal opinion, he is speaking about the backlog of visas, and he is ignoring issues like these. These are issues that are a threat to national security. Why is no one speaking about the amount of illegal foreigners that we have? Why is the Minister of Home Affairs not speaking about tightening border processes and tightening regulations to ensure that people who come into this country are properly properly vetted before coming into this country. It's absolutely insane. Finding 50 illegal foreigners because these people obviously did not, in my personal opinion, use the regular or correct avenues to enter this country. So how did they enter these countries? This country, excuse me. It's all because of our porous borders and, of course, corrupt officials that are working at these border posts to ensure that this happens. People turning a blind eye all the way from the airports to border control and security. But anyways, I don't want to ramble on too much about this. Tell me what you think about this in the comment section. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in my next upload.